Opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
What do you know? Again with the automated system. Drives me nuts.
Well, welcome to Spindle City Straight Talk. I'm Chip.
And I'm CJ.
And it's the last show of 2016.
Oh, no.
That's it. The last show of 2016. But a new year is on the horizon.
Yeah, well, let's get right into the news.
Get right into it.
As we know, elected politicians do not listen to the voice of the people, whether that be at the city level, the county level, or the state or federal level. Well, our state delegation decided that the voters, by a preponderance of the vote, more than a preponderance of the vote, passed legalization of recreational marijuana. But the state legislature, in a lame duck session, in a non-official session, but they have these, passed legislation to put back the sale of recreational marijuana for another 6 months, putting it somewhere in mid-2018.
Until they can put it back again, maybe.
Right. And here's the kicker. This is the great fun part about this. It doesn't change the law. People can still grow it at home and carry it and use it recreationally. You just can't buy it. So, and Governor Baker, while he was in town yesterday, said very clearly that he intends to sign this. And of course, the state legislation says, you know, the amount of taxation on it. Oh, what's that? What's that word again? Taxation?
Taxes, taxes, and more
Yes.
taxes. They love taxes.
They need to raise the
They
tax
love
rate
them
on
almost as much as they love pay raises, but we'll get to that later.
Right. They actually want to raise the taxes because Washington has a 40% tax rate, Colorado has a 30% tax rate, Massachusetts has a 3% tax rate. So we're going to raise it to 30 or 40%, and just from the enforcement capability side of it, that's their excuse. But again, don't think that you matter because obviously the state delegation thinks you don't. And just to keep building on this, as we spoke about on our show several weeks ago, I requested under 6610 information regarding the work that was being done at the city garage, the old city incinerator, which included the filling of the pit or the pole or whatever you want to call it, the cost and where the money came from. And as usual, I knew that the city was going to drag their feet on it. Because, by the way, they have 10 days to comply with these requests. Now, that request was given on December 6th. It is December 30th today.
Yep.
And yesterday, December 29th, I received a letter from Attorney Macy. Dear Mr. Ferry, the information you requested on December 6th is still being compiled, particularly with respect to item 3, which information has not yet been received. In order to save time and effort, I plan to give you one estimate for the cost of producing all items rather than produce them separately at separate costs. As soon as all the information is available, I will forward the same after acceptance and payment of reasonable costs. However, if you'd prefer to receive the documents as I receive them, I will accommodate you. Here was my reply to the, once again, attempts at the administration, through their counsel, to delay the people knowing. Attorney Macy, as I have already met with the DCM department head, the following has been determined with research in the various departments. No RFP was issued, which may be in violation of Mass General Law Chapter 7C, Sections 44 through 57, Mass General Law Chapter 30, Section 39M, Mass General Law 30B, and Mass General Law 149, Section 2. 2. An RFP must be issued for bids for $5,000 or more pursuant to Ordinance 2-901 Sub 3. And it reads, where the estimated cost is more than $5,000 but less than $25,000, purchases may be made by a request for quotation form sent to a sufficient number of qualified persons taking from an established vendor list, not less than 4. To ensure competition. All quotes shall be sealed and publicly opened at a time specified. That wasn't done. 3, according to sources within Government Center, the funds to pay LAL for the services provided were derived from a bond for another project, which may be illegal as the City Council was not notified of such action. And 4, this is his item number 3, I believe he was talking about. The detailed listing of the landfill is no cost to the city, as the contract must, per state and federal law and EPA and DEP regulations, have such information part of their records and can be provided upon demand to the EPA, DEM, or DEP and the contracting agency. That would be the city, again, at no cost. The listing of the account that is being paid from should not cost a dime, as there'll be little work, if any, to determine the account charged. In other words, what account did they pay for this work to be done out of? I find it amazing that your office is once again using delay tactics to comply with requests, and further, you fail to properly respond within the time frame allowed under the law, and fail to provide a listing of any type of good faith estimate of costs, rendering what I believe could mean that such requests for fees should be waived or not allowed. Under the regulations and the law that takes effect on January 1, 2017, any request not replied to within the 10 days would nullify any request for fees or otherwise. Be advised that this was sent to the Secretary of State for review, as your office once again failed to meet the deadline set forth under law. I appreciate your time and look forward to your timely response, which will probably be in a month and a half.
Well, everybody can spend the next 3.5 hours looking up all those laws, but they'll be posted somewhere. But look, city, state, federal government, we go all the way back to when the voters voted in favor of the death penalty in Massachusetts, and Governor Dukakis vetoed it, and then they flipped a few people over. And the bottom line is, this is not a government of the people, by the people. They have sessions all the time. They don't have to, and they find ways to eliminate the sessions. They no longer have to have special Halloween massacre sessions to give themselves a pay raise, because they get an automatic pay raise. So look, the reality is, government as we know it is full of crap. And the only way you can get rid of them is get rid of them. And the fact is, get rid of it and change it is to get rid of them. The reality is, the problem we have is we've been beginning, actually, this city's been pretty good. We've been getting rid of mayors on a regular basis. So we keep doing that until we find a mayor who actually pays attention to the taxpayer. But we also have to extend that to the city council, to state representatives, and to our federal delegation, because that's one of the problems. We got Donald Trump. So everybody said, okay, the people have risen up and spoken. How much change was there in the legislature in Washington? Very little. So the gridlock that occurred previously is going to continue to, because the problem is the average person doesn't want to get rid of their state rep or their congressman, because they know the secretary or they know the state rep, and they can call them up and get a favor. But it's not about favors. It's about good government. Maybe you wouldn't need a favor if you put people up there that would not have them raising your taxes constantly and keeping money in your pocket. You might not actually need the favors. You might actually have enough money to go out and do what you really need to do without asking for favors. And, this is a whole problem, and hopefully people are fed up. We began with Donald Trump, and now let's continue and let's see what happens, because we've been doing it all year on this show, talking about this deceitfulness, this duplicitous behavior. And we see it now. Now we've got the mayor saying that he's looking to get rid of the purple bags. Now here's an individual that was on board with the purple bags from its beginning. Right from the beginning. And here's a man that just a few months ago, and his minions were telling them how we're going to hire new enforcement officers, and we're going to fine everybody, and we're going to get this. And every time they go before the council, they say, we're not getting any money out of this program anyway. We've only had a few fines, and we're making no money. And now he's saying, because he's running for re-election, oh, I'm going to get rid of the purple bags if I can find some place to get the money. I can tell you where he's going to find it. You and me. That's where he's going to find the money. More fees, more increases. And it won't even be fair, because maybe you have a small household and you use one bag a week, or maybe one bag every 2 weeks. They raise your property taxes. You're paying it, whether you use one bag or 5 bags or 10 bags. They're going to get the money. It's in the budget. They've never, ever got anywhere near the figure they projected for income from the purple bags. And now, I mean, come on. We got to change the two's name to Captain Obvious. Because, I mean, if this isn't a political, a campaign, the pre-campaign thing, look at me, everybody hates the purple bags, and I'm going to get rid of them because I'm a really good mayor. Well, guess what?
Right.
We haven't forgotten, Mr. Mayor, that you were soundly behind it. You said it numerous times at the council. You may not have been in favor of a $10 fee, collection fee, but you have firmly taken a position from the get-go. All of a sudden, because people are not happy with you or your administration, we're going to kick it off by let's try to brainwash the troops and see what a great guy I am. I'm getting rid of the bags. Well, bags, no bags, the money from those bags or the projected money is in the budget. It's not going away. The only way that we're ever going to win when they eliminate something like this, which is absolute political mythology, you don't eliminate the bill. It's like if I pretend that my gas bill is no longer my gas bill, I still get a bill for heat. I got to pay. If the gas company decides to change their name to the ice cream company and they send me a bill every month and I don't pay it and they shut my gas off, well, guess what? The problem is you've never seen our budget reduced. You've never seen any reduction in salaries, reduction in personnel, consolidation, nothing. The budget continues to grow and grow and grow, and we spend money we don't have, and always looking for money that we were supposed to have, but we don't. And I think we got a video that we're going to show about how much money you got for that job that we projected that we did, right?
Well,
and
we got a couple of videos we're going to show.
The answer was 0. So where did it go?
Yep. Well, the thing is, let's talk a little bit about how we're not listened to. In 1996, I believe, the voters voted, stupendous amount of voters, to limit terms on every elected official. And the elected official went to the League of Women Voters, otherwise known as the League of Women Kiss Asses, and went, and this is not racist or feminism or
Sexist.
or sexist or any of that. This is the truth, because they kiss every political ass there is under the State House. And they filed a lawsuit saying, you can't do that. These people need to stay in office. And the Judicial Court, which owes its position, the Supreme Judicial Court, owes its position to the governor and the governor's council, said, oh yeah, you have to have a constitutional convention. Well, they won't do it. Well, elect people that will. Talk about saying, screw you, taxpayer. And speaking of which, I think...
Screw you, taxpayer!
Your counselor in seat 5, Councilor Long.
I'm just flabbergasted, and I'm going to make it real brief. We've been talking about this building for far too long. I'm going to ask 2 simple questions. I don't want long answers. I want dollars and cents. How much money do you have available for emergency repairs to that building today?
I
have just my general account, my
No,
general.
I asked you how much. That's a number. I want a number. How much money do you have available for emergency repair to that building today, either through CDA, CPA, whoever, today, to do emergency repairs to that building?
I'm gonna have to tell you zero, sir.
Okay, so all this talk about money doesn't exist.
Oh my God.
Oh, well. Did you see Kathy Ann getting ready to start telling some kind of BS story? You could see it. It was like, well, we got no money. Well, guess what, people? You know, you wanted to talk about what happened and how they ignore us. If people haven't figured that out yet, well, they're a lost cause. I mean, you know, if you watch the show, hopefully you listen. You know, the bottom line is, there's a city ordinance, which is a law. They don't call it a federal law. It's an ordinance. It's a law. You know, on a state level, it's a statute. On a federal level, it's a law. And over here, it's ordinance. They got fancy little terms, you know, these to make it look different. But there's an ordinance, and it's been on the books for, I don't know, 100 years, that simply states that DCM or the Department of Public Works or whatever the hell category they want to put on it or whatever title they want to put on it, but the maintenance division of the city of Fall River is commissioned with the maintenance and care of every public building in the city of Fall River.
Not anymore.
Well, you know, the bottom line is they haven't repealed that ordinance. It's been on the books forever. And tell me the last time that they ever fixed a building until it was ready to fall apart. Tell me the last time that somebody went in front of the city council and said, we're fixing the roof on this building with the money that we've put aside in our budget for emergency repairs or for repairs, period. No. Every building in a city is in a state of disrepair. Fire stations, you know, buildings, you name it, they're in a state of disrepair. They never get fixed. Yet, we have a maintenance division in the school department. We have a maintenance division on the city side. We have an ordinance that requires them to maintain these buildings. And guess what they do? Nothing. The same amount of money, zero. They do zero until the building's ready to fall apart. Then they come in front of the city council and ask them to have us pay for something that they were supposed to do. So I got a really good idea, city council. The next time Kathy comes before you and tells you about money, when they've already got money, like how much money have they already gotten for the Bank Street Armory and done absolutely nothing except have a study? Tell them, okay, you can have the money. Take it out of your pay, the head of the DCM, and everybody else that was required under law to maintain these buildings.
Take it out of the mayor's pay.
Take it out of take it out of the council's pay. They approve a budget every year that's supposed to include money to maintain public buildings. It's an ordinance. But no, this is what Fall River does. They let buildings fall apart, and then they come back and say, oh my God, the roof is falling in. The building's in a total state of disrepair. We've got a bond. We've got to find money. We need money. Well, what happened to regular maintenance? Try to collect from your insurance company for a roof leak if you haven't put a roof on your house in 60 years. Try to collect. See how good you do. Only government can get away with this crap. You get a leak in your roof, they send an adjuster up there, they send a contractor up there, the guy goes, look at this roof. It's got no shingles on it. When's the last time there was somebody on this roof? I don't know, maybe 70 years ago? Guess what your insurance company's got? It's got a clause that says you are responsible for maintenance And if it's done because of lack of maintenance, not because of something unexpected, that's what insurance is for, like accidents and windstorms, etc., you're not going to collect. You know why? Because they live in the real world. They don't live in the Jazel world of we spend every damn dime we got. We don't spend it on anything that helps the taxpayers. We never give them a dime back. And then we cry for money. And then when we're asked, we never get a figure. He asked, Steve Long asked for a figure. And what did he get? He got a sentence, not a number. And he said specifically, I want a number. And he started they started with the BS explanation. Well, I got the general, give me a number. Well, that's an easy number. 0. I got nothing in my budget for maintenance, even though we have a maintenance department, school maintenance department. Look at Durfee High School. The building's a disaster.
40 years old.
And how many people went to jail? How many people made a ton of money on that building? And the building was built like the house that Jack built. This is your government in action. And if you want to believe this hype, and now we've got him getting rid of the purple bag. That's going to cure everything. We'll get rid of the purple bag. Well, we're not getting rid of the damn money that was projected from the purple bags.
But that's the line of bull. That's the line of bovine excrement that got him elected. I'm going to get rid of the $10 fee. And everyone said, oh, hooray, we're going to get rid of the $10 fee.
Well, maybe
and
somebody,
he got rid of it.
yeah, but maybe somebody will realize that he has been, maybe we have to pull some of the videos during the campaign season and run them when he said, I'm in favor of the purple bags.
That's right.
I am in favor of the right from the get-go. From the day this was proposed,
It wasn't even
Jazel
proposed,
career,
shoved down our throat.
well,
Flanagan said it's getting done.
well, because
Kathy Ann said, yay, it's time
because
for purple bags.
because they said the words, they define that as being proposed.
Yep.
Because they did propose it to the wrong committee, not the city council, but they did propose it to the Board of Health. So I mean, now we get into a semantic thing. But the fact is,
He supported
he
it.
thinks everybody's going to forget that he's always been in favor of this, and also this is an empty promise.
Yeah.
It's like, are we getting rid of? Okay, let's say, what did they project for $3 million?
$3 million.
$3 million. We've never come close.
Nope.
But there's $3 million that is earmarked for in the budget.
That's right.
And if we eliminate the purple bags, is he going to show us $3 million worth of savings in other parts of the budget that's going to do it? What is he going to do? I don't know. Maybe he'll hire some more people on his staff to tell him what to do. But I mean, this is another campaign myth. It's going to swing. What got me elected? I'm going to get rid of the fee. Now I'm going to get rid of the bags. Bags that I was in favor of, by the way. So what does that tell you about the person who's making that promise? It's kind of obvious that this promise is being made because he wants to get reelected.
And it doesn't look like a lot of people want him. But, it's just amazing that the line of bull just keeps flying. So Charlie Baker was here. He, talked about opioid addiction. He visited the cause of the problem, one of the causes of the problem in Fall River, that being Stanley Street. Because remember, Carol Fiolas did point that out. Carol Fiola's report did point out. And he said that he is... there are not many places to bring primary care, mental health, and substance abuse help services all in one place. It's something I hope to see more of. This coming from the man who used to run a health insurance company.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And all his friends are making
Right.
a lot of money.
Right. So, it makes me laugh. It was nice to have him come down here. He went to the Child Abuse Center, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But again, here's how we get screwed. All right? Because you talked about it briefly beforehand. The lawmakers get a 4.2% raise for the next session. Okay? And the governor passed it. And we know about it, right? And guess why? I'm going to read you the reason why. I think it's funny because here's the reason why. Thursday certified the pay raises based on the median household income increases in Massachusetts. Well, I guess Fall River's not in Massachusetts because nobody here saw any median household income increases.
That's true. And you know, this is the thing that really irritates me. You know, they automatically get pay raises based on their cost of living, but they take the cost of living, they manipulate it. It's not done by like Fall River. Fall River's median income nowhere near. It's probably lower. It probably went down because if you take everybody in the city that now doesn't earn any money, they get it subsidized. I mean, we've got the lowest median income in the state. We got 23% of the people living below the poverty level. Do our reps get no raise because until they start bringing something into this state, into this part of the state? No, they get a 4.2% raise. And then they go on to say it's because they don't make a lot of money.
Retirees don't even get that much.
Yeah.
There
So
people on Social Security only got 1.9, I think.
1.9. Yeah, the people, the poor.
And then they took it out of them in Medicare. They took their raise out plus more.
Poor people on, and let me say something. People say, oh, well, the retirees get 3%. No, they don't get 3% every year. They get 3% on $12,000 in the city of Fall River, which means that if you make anything above so if you look at the actual percentages, and we had them broken down when they voted on it in the city people, there were people making below 1%. They're like less than 0.5%, because if you got a bigger pension, you're only going to get $360 a year, no matter how big your pension is.
Right.
That's the maximum. You get $360 a year, less than $1 a day. That's what retirees get in the city of Fall River. Social Security recipients get 1.9%. But our legislators, and Charlie said, oh, you know, they don't make a lot of money, so I'm going to get other jobs like real estate or something. Yeah, bull. Look at our local
bovine excrement.
Look at our local legislators. Our former senator left her $70,000 a year job or $80,000 a year job, and that's peanuts. Of course, you tell somebody in Fall River that's trying to run a family of 4 on $23,000 that $80,000's crap money. She's making $80,000 plus her per diem and the other stuff that they don't really talk about. Then she gets a $120,000 a year job right here at good old Bristol Community College that she used to get funds for. So now she gets a pension. She's retired and making more money than she made as an active employee.
And she's still getting paid because she's on the Diamond School Committee.
And she's a consultant. And then you look at our friend Billy Bolger, president of the Senate. He left the Senate making, I don't know, 60 grand. It was a long time ago. Gets a job with UMass Dartmouth, and they raise his salary $200,000. He's making over $300,000.
Eddie Lambert.
Eddie Lambert's making $250,000 plus. So don't complain about, you know, we need our 4.2% raise, but then you look at the list.
We just got a correction on the Social Security increase.
Oh.
The Social Security increase was 0.3%.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I read 1.9 for something. It's something.
Yep.
It's so many
0.3%. So they're getting even less.
I apologize. You know, but you know, look. Here's a good advertisement. Run for political office.
That's right.
Tell them you'll take the pay without the 4.2% raise as a state legislator. But that's the point, right, CJ? That's the point. The poor get poorer and the rich get richer.
And the taxpayer gets screwed.
And the taxpayer gets screwed.
Well, that closes out 2016 for us. Episode number 146 is our last episode of this year. There will be fireworks in Fall River tomorrow at 7 p.m. down at the bottom of Kennedy Park. Why they put it there, I don't know.
The first big event since Fall River celebrates America?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean,
like we didn't have fireworks last year.
No, we don't have any of that. You know that. So just remember that, people, that, you know, the new year's coming, and it's time to not only be angry, but it's time to revolt. It's time to take back your city and stick it right up the elected's backside. Because guess what? This year's going to start with a bang. Have a happy new year.
See you next year. Save your purple bags. Gone but not forgotten.